because it just concluded moments ago as we're taping, are the BAFTA winners, the British Academy Film Awards. And, I haven't seen this list of winners yet, but my understanding is it doesn't make the Oscar race any clearer. Not that they necessarily do normally, but what are we looking at with the winners?
Well, we're looking at, for Best Film, 12 Years a Slave. That's what we're looking for Best Film. Now, Best British Film was Gravity.
Of course.
So we're sort of in the same conundrum that we were with the tied thing with the PGA, the PGA ceremony a couple of weeks ago, where it was tied for 12 Years a Slave and Gravity. We're still looking at something like that.
Even more proof that it's going to be a split this year, I think.
You think that they'll actually say that it will be a tie?
No. I don't think it'll be a tie, but I think it'll split between Gravity winning director and also winning the most awards of the night, just like it did here at the BAFTAs. And then
it did win a lot. Yeah,
it won 6. So, but also that 12 Years a Slave will win a few awards.
So
one of the
tell me what's the best director for BAFTA?
It's Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. But one of the big surprises is that 12 Years a Slave really didn't win too much else other than Best Actor. And one of the reasons that it won Best Actor for Chiwetel Ejiofor was that Matthew McConaughey's movie hasn't been seen in Britain yet, so he wasn't up for the award. So it was kind of
Chiwetel is British, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what's curious to me? Like, I never thought of Gravity as a British film. I guess it was made in England.
Yeah, I mean that is weird, and the BAFTAs have come under some criticism for including it as a British film when they have other British movies like Philomena to run against it, which is obviously British through and through. And that was actually considered to be perhaps a favorite, but Gravity, yes, because it has a British crew, I suppose. Though it has a Mexican director and an American cast, but
Jolly
and Mexican screenwriters. So yeah, it's weird.
And there was that scene in Gravity where they had like tea time. That
was my favorite part of the movie.
I liked it when it got really foggy in the capsule.
Yeah,
that was really interesting.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I don't know about you, but it feels like the Oscars were it's just. Let's just get it over with. I wish it was tonight. Actually, I mean, it just feels like it. I mean, I really got to say, it's not torture. It just feels like get it over with. But it's interesting. Jennifer Lawrence got Best Supporting Actress. I don't see that happening here, though. I don't see her getting Best Supporting Actress. I see that going into the 12 Years a Slave, and I also don't see the Best Supporting Actor going to the gentleman from Captain Phillips. I see that going to Jared Leto. I mean, that would be
That was definitely an upset, but the Lawrence thing, and both of those were kind of surprises. But you have to remember, Leto isn't nominated for the BAFTA.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's Leto's. I mean, I really do think that. I mean, let's put it like this: it's the 4 acting categories that were. How do I say this? We're hoping for some sort of upset just to make it interesting that night.
I'm starting to get in the air that Leonardo DiCaprio might win for Best Actor.
I don't see that happening. I really, if it's not McConaughey, then it will be 12 Years a Slave. But I think it's McConaughey right now. But I don't know. You're right, Dean. It might go to DiCaprio. I mean.
He's in the air right now.
Saying it's his time, and that it was, as we've all said, it's a performance that really stretched his abilities
And
like in
that's
a way
the
that we
argument I was making months ago before the movie even came out. You were arguing with me.
He's in every frame of the movie. He's in every frame. He's not in every scene. He's in every frame of the movie.
So who did Cate Blanchett win actors?
Yes, she did. And there are a lot of people saying that I do think she's going to win, regardless of all this hoopla or whatever that's going on outside of here. That would be it's not that I would be upset if Sandra Bullock won, but that would be an upset.
Okay. Another upset that they had, the screenplay awards went to interesting people. American Hustle won for Best Original Screenplay, and then Best Adapted Screenplay didn't go to 12 Years a Slave, and that was looked at as kind of like, this movie's in trouble now. But it instead went to Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope for Philomena, which I just think they wanted to give Steve Coogan an award because he had such an amazing year last year,
Well, I think it's interesting. I think it's, Philomena is not the thing anyone would expect from Steve Coogan. I mean, if you watch 24-Hour People a decade ago, or Alan Partridge, you wouldn't expect Philomena. So it's a very nice change of pace for him. And I like that if this is how he's going to win, more power to him. I like that he's getting some recognition because he's a very talented, multi-talented fellow. So I'm happy to see him get anything.
Yeah, me too. I have to admit, I love him. I think he's great.
How much of a predictor is the British awards?
It's become more of one over the past few years. Well, first of all, you have to look at the rising number of the rising British contingent in the Oscar voting block anyway. So that block is, of course, part of the BAFTA block as well. So, or the entirety of it. But over the past decade, it's become more and more a bellwether towards what happens in the Oscars. I don't have.
Do you realize that this means that the Dallas Buyers Club, their awards season is going to last for another year. It's gonna be really weird to be watching them in 2015, and they're giving awards to the actors at the British Academy Awards next year.
That happens. That happens every once in a while with the BAFTAs. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So some interesting things. I thought it was neat that Barkhad Abdi won. To tell you the truth, I think he was terrific.
Oh no, I think look, you can't. That's wonderful. And there's how do I say this? That the supporting categories are where the upsets are in recent years. So let's not rule that is a possibility.
Just to let people know, they have technical awards too, just like the Oscars, of course. And Great Gatsby won production design and costume design, as we all predicted. And sound went to Gravity, special effects went to Gravity, editing went to Rush, which is pretty unusual. And music score went to Gravity. Animated film went to Frozen. Act of Killing won Best Documentary. American Hustle won Best Makeup and Hair. And cinematography went to Gravity as well.